Looking back now, I remember this man very well. He thought he had so much time. He thought he had time to call his mother tomorrow, time to take his children on vacation. What he didn't understand was that tomorrow was quietly becoming yesterday. 7 things life teaches you too late. Lesson 1. The life he thought he wanted. At 30, I was working late, driving through traffic, chasing the next promotion. Everyone congratulated me. My wife would ask if I was coming home for dinner. Not tonight, I'd say. I have too much to finish. I told myself I was doing it for them, and maybe I was. But I didn't understand the difference between providing a life and being present for it. I was providing for a future that was happening without me. Don't wait. I remember my mother used to sit beside the telephone every Sunday afternoon. She just wanted to hear my voice. She would call me while I was in the middle of a meeting or driving or just busy being important. I'd look at the phone, let it ring, and tell myself, I'll call her tomorrow. Tomorrow is better. But then the tomorrows ran out. The chair was empty. The phone stopped ringing. There are some words you think you'll have another chance to say. You think time is a promise. Sometimes you don't get that second chance. The silence becomes the only answer you have left. Call the people you love while you still can. Don't let their numbers sit in your missed calls forever, because one day you'll realize that tomorrow was a luxury you couldn't afford. I remember looking at the marks on the kitchen door frame. One day they were here, the next, they were gone. The years moved faster and faster. I attended some moments, but I missed so many others. I was so busy building their future that I forgot to be part of their present. Then, my adult daughter came to visit. We sat together, looking at those same old photographs. She said, "You worked so hard for us, Dad. I know you did." And then she whispered, "I just wish you had been home a little more." That sentence stayed with me longer than any promotion ever did. Sometimes the people we love don't need us to give them more things. They need us to give them ourselves. Presence is the only gift that never loses its value. I had a childhood friend named David. We grew up together, and we promised we would always stay close. But then, life happened. Marriage, careers, children, different cities, different lives. We were always just about to catch up. Messages became, "Let's catch up soon." Then, "Sorry, I've been busy." Then, eventually, there was nothing at all. Silence took over. Years later, I learned that David had died. I searched through my old address book and found his number. I had his number for 40 years. I just never called enough. I thought there was always one more tomorrow. Friendships don't end all at once. Sometimes they just disappear. One postponed conversation at a time. Don't wait until the number in your book is just a memory. Call them today. I achieved everything I thought I wanted. The bigger house, the better car, the awards on the wall. I thought that was happiness. I don't regret working hard for security, but I wish I had understood earlier that happiness doesn't always arrive when you finally get more. Sometimes it was already sitting right beside me. I was just too busy chasing the next thing to notice. It was in the quiet kitchen, the sound of my wife pouring coffee, the simple family dinners, the sound of my grandchildren laughing. These were the moments that actually mattered. I spent years looking at the horizon, waiting for more to arrive. I didn't realize I was already standing in it. Happiness isn't a destination you reach. It's the life you're already living, if you're present enough to see it. Don't chase the next thing so hard that you miss the current one. At 35, I thought my body would always forgive me. I pushed it hard, slept little, and assumed tomorrow would always be the same. But at 50, it started sending warnings. Small aches, slower mornings. Signals I tried to ignore. At 65, I finally listened. I realized my body wasn't an obstacle to my life. It was the vessel for it. Take care of yourself, Not because you are afraid of getting old, but because there are still places you want to go. There are still grandchildren to chase, hills to climb, and Tuesday mornings to enjoy. Health isn't about looking young. It's about being able to participate in your own life. Don't leave your seat before the play is over. Listen to your body today so it can take you where you want to go tomorrow. Something strange happens when you get older. You begin to understand how little of your energy actually belonged to you. I spent so many years worrying about what people thought, winning every argument, having the biggest house, looking perfect for the world. Now I mostly wonder whether the people I love are doing okay. That's where my energy goes now, and it feels right. I finally stopped carrying the weight of other people's expectations. I'm finally free to just be myself. Age doesn't just take things away. It isn't just about what we lose as the years go by. It can teach you what to stop carrying. And that, my friends, is a beautiful freedom. Lighten your load today. You don't need to carry it all. Do you know what I remember most? Looking back across all those decades, it isn't the promotion, it isn't the car, it isn't even the big house. I remember Tuesday mornings, the simple, quiet start to a day that didn't feel special at the time. I remember the sound of my wife laughing in the kitchen. A sound I heard 1,000 times and never really heard until now. I remember my children's voices drifting down from upstairs, the chaotic, beautiful noise of a house full of life, the smell of rain on the garden after a long summer afternoon, the things I thought were just background noise. The ordinary days weren't interruptions to my life. They were the very essence of it. They were my life. Don't wait for the big moments to start living. Your life is happening right now. I decided to write it all down. Everything I wish I could say to that young man in the photograph. I started with, "Dear 28-year-old me, don't wait. Call your mother. Go home for dinner. Take care of your body. Forgive people. Apologize when you're wrong. Call your friends. Save money. But don't save every beautiful experience for someday, because someday is a ghost that never actually arrives. Please pay attention, because the moments you are waiting for, they aren't in the future. They are already happening. Your life is the one you are living today. Don't miss it. Attention is the greatest act of love you can give. If you're watching this and you're younger than me, you don't need to change your entire life tomorrow. Just don't keep postponing the things you already know matter. Don't let your some days become never, because one day you may look back at your life and realize that the moments you were waiting for were already happening. They were happening all along. Thank you for listening. Your journey is just beginning. Make every moment count. Golden wisdom, growing older, living better.